Hi, John here. Today is Monday, the 16th of January 2017, and I've just um, put together another letter or email to the recipients or the people that I'm concerned with at Waitangi on the 6th of February 2017, the celebrations New Zealand Day. Um, so, in effect, we are calling to account. When I say we, I'm talking about the Whakamininga, the 1834 Declaration of War flag here. I'm organising with the administrators, the chiefs under the Maui Crown, King William IV Admiralty jurisdiction, to call the account of Queen Victoria Trust, 1848, set up by her and King William for our beneficiaries. We're still beneficiaries in our own state here in New Zealand to that trust. Now, it's a long story how that began from that time on, 1848. It was set up so that we could have funding for our native people. There was no Maoris at the time of 1834. There was only Maoris at 1945. So that's out of the equation. Anything Maori is out of the equation as far as from 1834, the flag that was given to us by King William IV, is the receipt of a contract of sale and purchase of land from a native chief, Te Waikato Wharaherehere Manukau, in 1830, and that's the year that Captain James Reddy Clendon landed in Kororareka, or Russell as its name is called now, and bought the land there. You couldn't buy land unless you had somebody's authority, so it had to come from England, the king. Only the king could conquer lands, not the queen. The king conquered the lands, and when he conquered the lands, he collected the rent off the land tenants or the land occupiers, the tenants in occupation. Okay, so he had to have got his title for the land before he got here with his immigrants, because he couldn't come without an authority. There was land being sold from Australia, New South Wales government through Queen Victoria later, but not before 1840. All the titles were seized in 1840 and reissued from Manukau Heads, the Manukau Land Company, Scotland. So we're talking before 1840. So everything Maori was fabricated on the 1840 Treaty of Waitangi. They put the Maori word there, Maori Treaty, to as convenience for their titles. So prior to 1840, there was the 1834 flag that Captain Clendon used as the flag of New Zealand. It lasted from that day, the 20th of March 1834, to 1840. And from there, the 4th of February 1840, it started to change from the Declaration of Independence flag, which the Australians picked up after Clendon, the British direct landed and opened the government up, the government and native court in 1834. The 20th of March was an official British government and Native Land Court. Pomare, Chief, and Busby, the British resident, Busby the Chief, Pomare the Chief, second, and Captain Clendon, the land conveyancing lawyer magistrate. So you had to have those elements to complete the land title. So Clendon had already sold the land in 1830. So that's going on the Tira Waikato wharahere title that he had, didn't tell anybody, that he was using that title way back in the day when the Manukau Land Company started up in Glasgow, Scotland. So I'm just telling you the authority we have from everything on that trail. Follow the Admiralty Trail back to the King's Bench Native Court in Kororareka and down to Kohimarama, Auckland. From there, it didn't matter where it went because Queen Victoria took over after that and continued the legacy of the King's Bench Court. So everything is accountable to the Whakameninga native surname chiefs, not the mixed up ones in the Confederation 1835. That's not the same. That's New South Wales picked up this flag, and they had another flag, the Tainui flag, with the red ensign around the cross, the white ensign. Ours, this one's got a black ensign of the military navy, British military navy. That's our contract partner, the British Navy Chief. Philip Jones, Sir Philip Jones is our legal partner. Philip Jones, you're watching this video, I put it on the record here in the Waitangi Marae King's Bench Native Court that you are responsible to recover all the debts of these pound notes I'm putting together and recover it. I'm just going to run over a few things. This is a big one for the covers the gold that's missing. In the Philippines, 1.7 million metric tons of gold there. I'll tell you about it in a minute, but that's the other trillion-pound note for each individual natural person or corporate person who tampers with our information or gets in the road. And that's the Cook Street one. I'm going to bank 26.567 million. I'm putting that in. It's already in the ANZ Bank in Auckland and ready to cash straight up against that property, and all its assets are going to be seized once we go. We've already passed these through the court in Waitangi Marae Treaty House on the 15th of April 2016 last year. We've already legalised these, legalised the flag, legalised the business, legalised the trade between us and you, Sir Philip Jones, Chief of Navy, Britain. You are our legal partner with this flag. This is the most powerful flag in the world. It is a bank, trading, commercial, contract, private contract flag. It is a military, navy, declaration of war flag to seize any country's land in a state of emergency. Church and State 8-point star of St. Patrick's Order is our title as well. Under the Northern Ireland, Ulster, Belfast and Dublin to Ulster here in New Zealand, Porirua, the council responsible for picking up the King's Bench Court Navy, the British Waitangi Marae King's Bench Native Court Chief is responsible to pick up the rent. The King's Bench Court is responsible to its local councils, borough councils, to pick up the revenue to pay for the occupation of our lands. That's what this is. That's what we're going to seize. All of that. We're calling the accounts in Sir Philip Jones, for you and us. You're our partner in these pound notes, by the way. Okay? You're our partner in recovering all that gold, and we're going to put this over to Bill English on behalf of his government that's running their business, the Queen's business here, on our native title and this flag. And the Pope is running his Admiralty business to get his money from this flag, and King William III and King William IV. I'm going to tell you the story now about what's happening here today. Now, you're all seeing Donald Trump. He's only got up to the 20th, and he'll be the President of the United States. I'm going to tell you exactly what's happened. I've just put it on my Facebook site, and it's got likely 3 in Philippines suspected of stealing the Moai Crown Whakamininga Hapu Chiefs beneficiaries of their Queen Victoria Trust. 1.7 million metric tons of gold trust fund investment, while we are in a private contract with King William III and King William IV Admiralty Flag Trading Bank Business Partnership as the first and second parties to that trust's investment contract, that we now want to call up the accounts while Queen Elizabeth II is still alive as head of our Queen Victoria Trust, and Prince Andrew and Queen and the Queen and King of Spain as the current trustees, while we the Moai Hapu natives are the trust's legal beneficiaries on the Registrar of Births. As at the 20th of March 1834, King William IV's private contract with his partners, the Whakamininga Chiefs, that's the meeting we're going to have, to his King's Royal Revenue in the Waitangi Marae King's Bench Native Court, fixed extant for evermore in Statute Law of Westminster Parliament under the Manukau Land Company, and this 1834 Whakamininga Declaration of War Admiralty Flag Sovereign Authority Jurisdiction, to call up the Queen Victoria Trust account against the 970 million trillion pound note, you see here, levy debtor instrument against the US federal state government while it is still currently in power as the United States Congress. The Moai Crown British Sovereign Flag Jurisdiction, Donald Trump, 45th President of the United States of America, President Duterte, diehard supporters. I'm just putting those bits in because we've got a photo there of Putin, President Putin, President Rodriguez Duterte, and the elected President Donald Trump. 3 presidents are going to change the face of the financial system under the Queen's direction of this flag of Admiralty, where she's got all her wealth from, and these 3 here have got all their wealth from that flag here of Admiralty Declaration of War flag. Every time there's a declaration of war, this flag pops up. It's put in the cabinet in Wellington, and this government gives the authority for the Queen to use it without our consent. That's what I'm appealing to you, our chiefs here, the ones who are native on the surname, in the Whakamininga. That Whakamininga, I'm going up to explain this to the taumata, kaumatua at Pangaru, at Waipuna Marae, on this Saturday, the 21st of December 2017. I'll be there to explain this, but I'm telling you on the video what I'll be talking about, and I'm just going to run through how come this part of the flag hasn't been told. This important part of the flag, the most important and most powerful flag in the world, is this declaration of war flag. If you put it up, it means war. We're coming to take your land and conquer you with guns and everything, machetes and everything, with this flag flying from Britain. It's a British flag that was given to us by a king, King William III, King William IV. This flag is the flag of commerce, the Bank of England flag that King William III created, and it is also the St. Patrick's Order with the 4 8-point star of St. Patrick's Church and Order, the state, church and state. The church bit is this 8-point star in the 4 corners of the earth, and the state is the government in the country that it's gone to, which happens to be, in our case, Aotea New Zealand. State is our authority with this flag to seize it back into the King's Bench Native Court in Waitangi Treaty House, or Waitangi Native Court House. Okay, so did you get that bit? I'm just going to explain what these turkeys are up to as elite. They're going to get bigger when Trump goes in. He's going to grab all that gold, grab all the land, grab everything that the Queen stole from us, the indigenous people of the world. Not only just us, but they used the blueprint of this flag here to steal all your lands in all the native countries. So we're going to not steal it back, we're going to seize it with the authority that they used in the first place to get it. See, they're going to shut down all of their operations of Admiralty, that the Pope used the Admiralty law of King William III and King William IV to mass his wealth, because the Queen gave it to him to use. King James II was beaten out of Westminster by King William III, and King William III put this St. Patrick's Order together. He put it together, not the Vatican. He put it together, not the King and Queen of Spain. And now the King of Spain, Philippi, he's just got taken over as abdicated to his father, Marcos, Juan Marcos, and Imelda Marcos, King and Queen of Spain. He's got 4 of these stars, the cheeky sod, on his coat, making out that he is the trustee of our gold, all our wealth that's been inherited from this king's flag of declaration of war, to go to all the other countries, steal everything and take it and hide it over there in the Philippines. I'm sorry you're getting this on your head, King Philippi, because you haven't consulted with us. You're a third party. You're a third party. You're not even a trustee. You can't change a trust by just electing a trustee yourself, and your wife cannot be a trustee. It's up to us, the beneficiaries, to change the trustees. Now, it has to go through a native surname chief, not a Maori. Anything that's been done with Maori will get this on their head. And every single Maori who tampers with all of these 1834 Clarendon title, native title, will get one of these on their head. £1 trillion note, this one, at my head over here, with the gold trust fund here, Queen Victoria, the gold trust fund here. That's this, each person who gets in the road of Moa and our statements, these videos, and everyone breaks the law, you'll get one of these on your head, each person, because what you don't have, what you fall short of, is snapped up inside this one, the Queen's one, the Pope's one, and the Rothschild Bank's one, and all their crown corporations, private companies and public companies. They'll get this pound note shared between them, right? Everyone in the world, apart from who's joining us. Okay, so that's what these three are planning to do. I'm telling you the story because I've been tracking them all the way from the Lisbon Treaty. When the Lisbon Treaty was signed by the Queen and Gordon Brown, Scottish, Gordon Brown, because the Queen is Scottish, they were planning this all along from 2008. That's how long, 8 years I've been following them and documented it before and during and after they committed the crime. I've stuck them inside this found note. All my documents on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Google, and our website has got all the statements there. Facebook took my 2008 to 2010 off Facebook, and all those documents I still got here. I'm going to redo them, put them back up again from those dates, because those dates are on there. They've taken them off because of that time period, but the letters are still there that were sent to the government, so they're not going to get out of it. They can't get away with it. There's too much stuff out there. All of those documents have been authorised inside the Waitangi Marae King's Bench Native Court on the 15th of April 2016. All the documents and videos and everything that I've ever put out there is legal, and it comes under this St. Patrick's order, State of New Zealand, and Church and State. The Church of St. Patrick's in Belfast and Dublin. Nowhere else. That's where I've told a story about St. Patrick while I'm on it. Although he wasn't in Irish as Ireland, he was English and from Wales more so, but he did all his church business in Ireland, not in Wales or England. He did all this in Ireland. So I'm Irish in my bloodline from Ulster, in Dublin, in Belfast, that Northern Territory, not the Southern Munster, Free State, not down there. From we're in the Northern Sinn Féin territory. That's my part of this 8-point star. And Jamie Patrick, with the Patrick surname, is the Patrick here, right there, in live, and myself, the Moai, in London, as titles. Okay, so our documents, you'll see she's a Patrick right here. That's her surname. Okay, that's her surname. She's taking the name, and I'm taking the name of the Moai statue in London, our title, right around the world. Okay, this flag goes right around the world with it. Free passage right through the world in 250 countries. We're going to spread this note right over the whole lot of everyone who you've ripped off, Queen. And it's you that's planned everything with the Pope in your churches. Your church is as dirty as it ever get, with making money for its self-interest and not that of the people, not even for Maori. They got nothing out of it. You just raked all the trees out of here. You're going to pay for it with this. I'm giving Bill English. If Bill English is not there, then Paula Bennett will get this note. Right? They're all liable. They're all third party to us and King William III and King William IV, second party to the first party, those kings. Okay? So that's you'll get this, you'll wear this note. So it doesn't matter. All the Queen's Crown agents are liable for this, and £1 trillion each on their heads. There's Paula Bennett, you get one of these. You'll get one. The ministers and there will get one of these each. And whatever comes out of it, somebody will land up at your home and seize everything. That's what's going to happen. You got no say, not with this flag, not with this jurisdiction. And your jurisdiction is going to get taken away by the Pope and Donald Trump and the Queen. But before then, I'm putting you on notice right now, Bill English and Paula Bennett, you're not going to get away with this. Trump, you're not going to get away with this. You got this looking at you, staring at you right now. It was already gone through the native court here, and to your native court in America, those people on Standing Rock, this is your title. This is your title against Trump and his merry men who are up to no good. Up to no good. They know how to run business. I know how to run a business too. I know what they're doing with real estate and with land titles, especially the native land titles. That's our business. The native land titles in indigenous countries of this world, 197 of them, is our business with the king, not the queen. The queen is corrupted, fraud, and treason. There's a declaration of war from the Maori government against all these people we are accusing. The Maori government will be there, and this is to you, Sunekora. You can have them after I finish with them. I'm giving them the bill and going to the bank. I'm going straight to the bank. But for Maori, you have to get your own way because there are two different contracts running here. You've got to deal with the Queen. You've got to get your money out of the Queen. I'm getting this out of everyone who's tampering with the King's business. Okay, in the King's Bench Court. Your Queen's Bench Court is Te Tii Marae with the 1840 treaty there. The 1835 declaration is there too. Declaration of Independence is in Te Tii Marae. It's not on the other side. That's the British side. On Waitangi Marae grounds, treaty grounds, is British. Only the 1834 Clendon title will be in there with a native surname in that court. Okay, so that you get the right picture here, because all those indigenous people in the world, we can identify who's who, and it'll work out just fine. But the thing is, you've got to sort out this government in Wellington, New South Wales government, because that's all your documents, all your Te Ture Whenua Native Land Act and 93 and the Sioux. That's your 1986 constitution you changed from 1852. You and Sir Geoffrey Palmer, the Labour government, you changed it. Now you've got to fix it. You had a handle in that. So that's your problem with the 1835 part of the flag. Don't mix them up because you get a pound note on your head. Anyway, you'll get a £1 trillion note straight on your head. And don't laugh because you won't even hit the first hurdle. You won't even get over 100,000. This here, the Queen, the Pope and the Church and State has to pick up your shortfall on that note because they've made lots of money in the fiat money scam business. They've defrauded us and our Admiralty laws. Okay, they defrauded our King William IV, 1833, and King William III laws from 1600 to when King William IV took over, 1830, and including 1830 to 1837, 1600 to 1837, all those laws comes under the jurisdiction of this flag, the two King Williams, and this note to recover all the debt. Now, Sir Philip Jones, British Navy, you're responsible, liable to recover all of that because it was your responsibility to look after these thugs here in New Zealand operating the Admiralty and going haywire with it. That you let them do that. You're supposed to keep them in check. There was no checks and balances on New Zealand. So you'll have to wear this and recover it because we're in partners. Our deal with this would be something like 10% for you and 90% for us out of this lot because you didn't give us anything. The New Zealand government only gave us less than 1% to its Maoris as settlement, less than 1%, but that's Maori. That's Sunekora. She has to apply to the United Nations. It'll be gone by the time Trump gets in. He's getting rid of it, Sunekora. You watching this, Georgie Joe? Are you fellas, Alfred Mitchell, watching what I'm saying? Watch my lips. Never mind about the teeth missing. Just listen to what I'm saying. Trump, I'm watching all the news every single day. Trump is going to demolish the United Nations. Conveniently, the US federal state he's going to dump, and they've planned it that way. They've planned it that way. Oh, there's Jamie. To run it out and bring in the New World Order in the Philippines with all that gold. Now, I'm one better than them. I'm talking king here, Alfred. I'm talking in the king's place, because if I had a crown, I'll put it on my head and talk big, tall, like the king. But we've already got a king, Ernest Augustus, in England, living. He is the legitimate King of Britain, UK, Hanover. Now, if the Queen abdicates to Charles or Prince William, they can't be the King of Britain, UK. They can not take over a king that's already there. No. Okay, somebody's after me, but I'm not going to go and answer that. I'm just going to keep on track here. And Jamie's there. I'll just, hang on a second. I'll just tell Jamie, won't be a second. Go on this one. Won't be a second. Hate this when this happens. Okay, yeah, I just let her know. So Jamie's just come on. She's been away for a little while, but she's the Patrick. She's the Patrick here. Okay, all I had to do is put a name and a face to the document, and it becomes legal. It is legal because she was in that court hearing in the Waitangi Marae King's Bench Native Court on the 15th of April 2016. So there, we have live people to back up our documents and these videos in this claim. Hang on, see what I say. Freemasons Lodge book. After this is Jamie. I'll finish. We'll finish the video. Jamie. Jamie's very good at law. Her dad's a Stewart, like the Stewarts in the Scotland Yard, is owned by Stewarts, and Stewarts own a lot of land up north and in the country. Okay, she says. So, and she's Patrick on her mum's side, as being the family that we're sticking these documents to. So, now, I'll get back to where I was. The Queen is conveniently setting up Trump to come to Buckingham Palace to make it look real. Everything that Americans do, don't trust. Everything the Queen does, don't trust. Everything her governments do, don't trust any of them, because they're fake. She has no coronation, no real coronation. It's fake. There's only Queen Victoria and King William IV that had coronations. And so we're billing her for all her corruption of our flag, of Admiralty. Now, the Queen, I'll say it one more. The Queen wanted Trump to come to Buckingham Palace in June. That's when her birthday is. He says, no, I'm not going. I'm going to the Philippines. And then she says to him, well, come at the end of the year. You see? So that gives them two brains, time to make their corrupted practices work and their new gold currency, cutting gold up that don't belong to them. You see, she's carted all that gold off for herself. It's not hers, it's our trustees, our beneficiaries of our trust that owns it, not her. I'm going there to sack her and hang her. That's what I keep saying on these videos. I'm talking real for the King of England, right? Not for a German Nazi. She's abandoned ship of Admiralty out of Westminster and gone into EU Parliament with Gordon Brown in 2008 and signed off the 7 treaties into the Lisbon Treaty. She kept the Lisbon Treaty because that's Netherlands over there. The Hague is King William. King William III is Dutch, and King William IV is as well Dutch. Okay, King William's wife was Catholic. There's the difference. The man rules. The dominant factor here is Salic law forbids a woman from succeeding to the throne of Westminster. There, that's the end of that. There shouldn't have been a queen there. Shouldn't ever. It's supposed to be King Edward or King Ernest Augustus. There's a big fuss about King Ernest Augustus being king. Well, he's the brother. He should have gone and straight off King William IV, brothers, and King George IV, brothers. He should have gone straight in. That's what we're doing. We're the contractors here. We're the legitimate, legal contractors to King William IV with this flag to nominate and proposition King Ernest Augustus straight into the throne and boot out the Queen and all her royal family. It's the wrong bloodlines anyway. She's gone with the Spanish. That's not our bloodline. They're just trustees. That's all I'm saying here. They're just trustees who've stolen all our wealth, so we're going to fix them up with that. We're going to fix them up with this. And a few of these. And the $1 billion one. The £1 billion one. You'll notice that the pound notes have 2 bars in it in the ones when we start making digital currency. We've got the right man to do the digital currency, and he'll start on it straight away after Waitangi Day. So he'll do the digital money straight off these pound notes, and there'll be legal tender, legal inside that Waitangi Marae when we put it in front of the whakamininga and the public. We're just making it notified in the live, straight in front of the government here, and they'll be debted straight out with one of these, 1 billion trillion pound note, just the land percentage of the mass of the world, land area and population. Okay, so that's just a percentage as a down payment. That's a down payment, and that comes out of this big one. This big one. This one. So get this one in your mind. The green is for Ireland. Green, Ireland. So the Irish people watching this, you were just like us, being screwed around by the Germans in England. And the Scottish are part and parcel with the Irish as being slaves over there, the Irish, to these Germans running England. They've come down and invaded the place. So the Dutchman, King William III, invaded them and took over the Westminster. Now we're about to take it back over again with this flag. We're about to take Westminster back into the Dutch Zeeland, New Zealand, Z-E-E land, that's Dutch title. Okay? When the Dutch went up to East Island, they did not touch those Moai statue memorials. It was Queen Victoria that stole the first one and took it to England and hid it as title to the land. You see? They started getting stupid after that because not even King William IV went there and took that. It was her, the woman, that did it all because the Rothschilds knew what to do. It's the Rothschilds that screwed her and made babies to her. That's the cabal, the mafia mob, right there, killing everybody, assassinating all the presidents that don't listen to them with their stupid US dollar that they've converted from the pound note. They've gone and defrauded our pound note. They've defrauded our pound note. That's why they're getting this on their head. So, now, to finish it off, these three men are crafty. They're not as clever as what a Moai would think, because Moai is watching you fellas. He's watching what you're doing. He's got his UFOs out there. He's got all his technology that you're still researching how things work. You'll notice what I put on my site. All those lines and diagonals and points on the earth at East Island and New Zealand and in Ghana, Kingdom of Ghana, all those points and African there with us, all of those things adds up to the title. You've got nothing to rub two stones together in Rome. You've stolen the obelisk, sundial, and turned it into a penis. This is how rude you white people are. You turned it into a penis up your twat. You rude people. Church, that's a church for you. It's not a church. It's a devil's advocate. The churches stole all this wealth, and we're not stealing it back. We're going to seize it off you with the militaries. And the Pope got 193 armies, paid them with the dirty money that they've stolen, and took over the United Nations. And that's what the Pope is doing. He's coming from that end with the United Nations, stealing the money through the Congress and the US federal state that the Queen owns, and NATO's doing the same thing with the Queen up in the EU Parliament, with the Queen there as the Jesuit with the Jesuits in the Vatican. You see, they've gone and screwed our flag, our mana from our Moai statue, and they've gone and screwed all the gold out of all the countries that they've gone and shot up and killed. Now they want to shoot the Standing Rock people that are protesting. They said shoot on sight. They're using the martial law. They are abusing the martial law. And you can see the FBI was right behind the fraud as well, breaking all these laws. We're going to break your neck with this. We're going to break your neck with this and pay all the militaries to come and take it all off you, out of this note. Out of this note. We'll split it down into this notes. Okay? We'll split it down into those notes and the billion notes and this billion note. Right? It don't take much to get it all back. We just pay contract people. This is a contract rate, people. It is a private contract rate. We get to keep the Admiralty law. The Pope got rid of the Admiralty law because he knew he's going to get caught. He's caught already because it's not over yet. It's not over yet until the fat lady dies. Okay? Until the fat lady dies. All those corporate companies, this is your bill. Right through the world. That's your bill. This green pound note is your bill. So now, I'll just go along. I'll put King Felipe here, the king of, and the queen of Spain. I'll put their photo there of them. He's with his 8-point stars, 4 of them. That's not he. We're gonna go in with this pound note. We're gonna sting him with it. We're gonna sting him. That's up to the British Westminster Parliament. You're watching this video. This one's for you. It's your job to go and get it back, because we're going to cut a deal. It's us that'll make the deal this time, because we're talking for the king, and it'll be 10-90. 10%, you get 10%, we get 90. That's the makeup for you taking everything and screwing all the countries and left us with nothing. You just left us with the government here that is giving 1% to all these people that they've duped in the Maori land court, which belongs to her, the Queen. It belongs to the Queen, so they're talking to themselves in a mirror. They're not talking to us, the real people, the real natives, okay? That's what I'm saying. There's a few of us real natives that had the right to screw you back. Okay, so I'll put the Spanish king sells warships to Saudi Arabia because they're in partnership, you see. They're in partnership with the Saudis, with all the money that they've stolen with this Admiralty flag. This is the only flag you can do it with. This is the only declaration of war flag that can do that. And then we go down here, some more photos of Philippi. And then we have Bill Gates arrives with $20 billion to invest in the Philippines. See? Penny drops. He's going to the Philippines because he knows they've stacked it up. The 9/11, he's behind the 9/11 and poisoning all the people in the world. This pound note will go to all the people he's poisoned, all the people he's drugged, all the people he's vaccinated. He's going to get a vaccination up his ass when we get somebody to go and get him with this contract. We're the ones that put the contracts out. They're going to get everyone that people say has duped them. Starting with the Queen, and this is one of the other jackasses, 20 billion. How about 970 million trillion, Mr. Gates? And a few billion of these. There's a billion there. Well, how about a million of those on your black head? Okay? So, Bill Gates, and then we've got Kingy and myself with the 8-point star flag there, the chief, and myself, the sheriff, with King William on my shirt, and the coat of arms, and the flags, our flag, and the British flag, and the 8-point star on my hat, and on my shirt. Okay, and the Moai statue seal. So, under that, this next photo is got here. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it to you, what I've written. Right? We've got a photo of King Philippi and his dad with 4 stars, 4 8-point stars. The cheek of them. Why are they wearing the 4-point stars? They're not even Irish. I'm more Irish than they are. Why are they wearing the 4 8-point stars and not 1? It only simply means they want to take over the whole world. We've got the flag of Admiralty to kill them. Those stars they got cannot do that. That's not the bank. This is the bank. This is the killing machine here of the British military. Will take you out, okay, under contract. This is the 8 points here for the world and the Admiralty blue. That there's just sitting on his coat, which really means it's not his property. It's our property that he's stolen with the gold. Okay, everything from the gold was derived from this flag of ships, captains. Right, captains of the ship use this to say the land belongs to the king, not to these stupid Spaniards. Nothing to do with Spaniards in this Admiralty court martial law. Okay, the financial martial law will strip them of all the wealth they've stolen in that Waitangi Marae King's Bench native court. This is a native court. Everything was taken out of this court into all the rest of the native countries. You're liable. I'm just saying, you're liable. And then I've got a photo of me outside our office with the flag and the 4-point stars. Right there. This flag is the receipt from a king. Those 8-point stars on their coats that they're wearing is not from a king of Britain, UK. They're kings, but not the right king. The king gave us the flag and the 8-point star on the flag and on our hat as the authority to collect money on behalf of the king of England, Britain, UK, Hanover. Male line dominant, not queen. They made the Queen, in the Queen's Bench Court, made the King silent because they still had to have the King there to collect the revenue. It's not the Queen's revenue. She didn't create the Bank of England, King William III did. She didn't create the St. Patrick's Order Church, King William III did. He created the commerce, he created the borough councils to rent chiefs, he's the rent chiefs, sheriff, to collect the money for the occupation of lands right through the Commonwealth and the world for that matter, and America, to collect all the rent, pay the fines, and to administer his king's business on all the land that's in the king's name, not the Queen's name. Okay, she's only there as convenient changed over from the Rothschilds, defrauded. And then we got a photo of King Ernest Augustus with the 8-point star. See, the real king. He is the king of Britain, UK. That King William or King Charles, Prince Charles or Prince William or anybody else cannot take that title away from King Ernest Augustus and his son, Prince Regent Ernest Augustus. They cannot, because they go straight to King William and their father, and King William and Ernest Augustus I, the brother of King William IV and King George IV. Okay, so then we got a picture of King William III sitting right there, and then under that we got some more photos of the 8-point star. It looks like that's there's King Ernest Augustus V in the background, so that's his family that's wearing the 8-point stars. Two of them. They've got two each. Three, four, I think. Four, smaller ones. And then we've got, under that we've got King William IV with the gold coins. That's his coins, his currency. And he put the Bank of England act that King William III created the Bank of England, and it's 1694 Act. He was the king then, and King William took it out into the world. And to New York, King William IV set up the stock exchange in New York before he became king. He spent 50 years in the Navy. Most of that was in the stock exchange, so he set that all up. And that's his photo there with his 8-point star and the green pound note. Then we have, under that we have, this is on Facebook, I'm just taking it straight off Facebook, new boss, Donald Trump, and the old boss, Barack Obama, and the same old owners, Soros, George Soros, and Rothschilds, Gorbachev, and I don't know who's the other one, I've forgotten now, but Rothschilds anyway. So there you go. That's all I'm saying on this video today, is be prepared for changes, and I'm just say it this way. I'll just shorten it up this way. The Queen is going to hijack the federal state government, shut it down through Donald Trump when he becomes president very quickly. So that's why I'm putting this notice out before he becomes president. Now, on this video, you're locked into this contract, Donald Trump. You're locked into this contract. You tamper with this gold, you're in trouble. You're going to get more than $1 billion on your head. You'll have a warrant on your head. Okay? You'll have an execution warrant on your head. The Criminal Execution Act, 1834, King William IV. You'll have that on your head for messing around with our contract as a third party to that gold. You have to prove whose gold it is. All of you people in the Philippines and President Duterte, it's not your fault. It's the King and Queen of Spain and their son, Felipe, the Filipino, why that gold is there. So you're entitled, you should be talking to me and our chiefs here, President Duterte, because if you ignore us, you're going to get this pound note on your head as accessory to that gold if you don't talk to us. And anybody else that's thinking they're going to get it. Karen Hughes, I warn you, on this video, for the record, in Westminster Parliament and the High Court of Admiralty in London and the Native Court here, Waitangi Marae, Kingsbridge Native Court, up here, that where everything started from, you got to get one of these pound notes on your head too, and the World Bank. You're up to no good, the whole lot of you. Karen, you were instrumental in setting all that World Bank up. And that money came out of the League of Nations, and it came out of the BNZ, which came out of the Akaroa Bank, which is our bank. That's where all that started, racket off. Karen Hudes. That's why I'm saying it's our trust. It's nobody else. It's not for humanity. No, it's our business. We're still trustees, beneficiaries in that trust, the Queen Victoria Trust, Karen Hudes. Follow the ship. You follow the ship and its captain. You'll land up right here. Okay? Why don't you do your research and find who legally, legitimately owns that gold? It has to have beneficiaries, which happens to be my people, my stupid Maori people, that have got sucked in and gone the Maori way and not its own way. They got lazy. I'm saying this is the Maui way, Karen. It's been suppressed. It's been hidden as a silent king. No more. It's still there. The silent king title is still in the courts. And the sooner Donald Trump gets rid of the federal state, that's that gone. But it doesn't change the contract. There's still third party even after he shuts down the federal state government and the World Bank and the United Nations. If he shuts them all down, then we're still in contract. There's still third parties. No matter what, it's still our inheritance that you're third party and tampering with in the court, in Admiralty Court, Native Court. And we control all of that in that Waitangi Marae, that the Queen has been running her business all these years, since 1952, back into Queen Victoria times as well. They've been using her Maori people to get her way, unbeknowing what mischief she's been up to. I've been watching. Moa's been telling me what to do, and the old chiefs that have died and left me all this to finish off because they couldn't work this one out. I'm telling you, all their head is not that clever. Their heads are not as clever as Moai Crown's head. You get that? Now, the last thing I'll say is this. To you, Donald Trump, I was a follower of yours right up to the point where you supported Israel. You supported Israel. It's a setup. It's a setup. You fellows are all third-party accessories to the Queen's fraud, no matter what. You're accessories to Rothschilds, who are the Queen family, Victoria's family, mafias, cabal, and Lucifers, fire starters, and Illuminati, Bilderbergs. That's all your business. John Key ran away. You won't get far, John Key. You got £1 billion trillion on your head, plus an extra trillion on your head. Okay, that's just to snap everything off you. We're going to recover all that debt off you, John Key. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, this flag will get us anywhere with a contract to that government to recover it all. I'm just appealing to all the governments in the world in 250 countries on our website that as soon as we snap up Cook Street property, the House of Cards will fall, regardless of what Donald Trump does. He's liable too. Donald Trump, you're liable. Putin, you're liable, because you're mixed up in the land purchase of the Bundy Ranch and the nuclear waste there. Anything on native lands is this flag. It's an Admiralty flag, the only one that can snap you all with a martial law. This martial law is going to snap all the other martial laws that's born out of this martial law. You're abusing it, abusing the law. I'm just saying, watch this space. Now, that's all I want to say for now. That'll do. I just want to show you my, see it? I've just been down to my expatriate, Maggie. She's doing a terrific job, and it's made me